right, here we go.
Hi, I'm Sarah Freeberg.
Maya Nairobi Brown.
Ray Wilson.
Catherine Heredia.
Juliet Kimmins.
Chris Cumella.
Ryan McGill.
Maya McDonald.
Keith Kalb.
Sarah Beckford. I go by Slade now.
Nicholas McIntyre.
Anthony Leon.
Nicole Murat.
Willem Joseph.
Jocelyn Cruz.
Jake Basile.
Nikita Siri.
My name is Sharon Samuel.
Definitely bittersweet that I'm graduating, because as much as I'm looking forward to what's beyond, you know, when I leave Stony Brook, these past 4 years, I've made memories that I'll never forget.
Just ready to get out of here and live my best journalism life.
Scared, honestly. Yeah, scared. Don't ask me what I want to do after, I don't know, so.
You know, with change comes opportunity, and I'm eager for that as well.
I'm going to be sad for leaving, but I'm ready to graduate.
I'm gonna miss seeing each other every day, texting in like 10 group chats a day, you know, working together towards one mission. I'm really gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss my professors. It's just really sad to leave here and to enter the real world. It's also very scary.
I feel as though it is so sudden, and yet I've been looking forward to this for so long. It feels like it couldn't have come sooner.
After 2 years of COVID, I'm ready to graduate.
Everyone's wonderful, professors are great, but I'm happy to be moving on to the next stage of my life.
I'm really, really excited to graduate, I can't lie.
It feels like it's been a long time coming because it's been like kind of two separate college experiences in one.
Oh my God, in person, I can't. If I have to do one more Zoom class, I would probably explode.
In person, I can't do Zoom.
I did not pay attention during Zoom classes.
In-person classes. This year was my first full year on campus, so I got to do a lot of activities like in the newsroom and in the broadcast studio that I never really got to do before, obviously, through Zoom. In person is cool, but Zoom was fun. I mean, I did kind of watch like all of Frasier during some of those, but it's okay. I'm graduating though.
Zoom was so difficult, you know, moving from my bed to the kitchen or to my desk, and definitely in person because I love touching the equipment.
In person is the real deal, especially for journalism. I love just to roll out of my bed and just, you know, sign into class, but then I'm not getting that in-person communication.
I remember the semester before we had online classes, I took public speaking, which was a journalism course, I think, and it was on Zoom. And I remember going, and I deleted Zoom off of my computer at the end of it going, well, I'm never doing that again.
I was talking to a boy in the SoCJ. I'm a freak. So I was just one day on Mars Drive, and I was just looking through his footage. Like, I wanted to see the work that he's done in the past. And it was a video of him, and I guess his partner was practicing the video on him. And he was just like kind of talking, and I realized he's talking about me. My jaw, like watching it, I was in the newsroom like this. Sorry, Phil. There's no contract, you know, saying that you can't look at other people's Mars Drive videos. There probably should be.
Oh, the number of times I've eaten in it. Oh my Lord. Phil and Rick would have a heart attack if they knew how many times I used my diabetes as an excuse.
I have had a drink of water in the newsroom.
One time with Sasha and I think Heath, and James Bowen, we got Taco Bell and we brought it back here and we ate Taco Bell in here, and I definitely was playing music and dancing around and singing.
Over the summer, I put unauthorized software on the newsroom computers to download a bunch of Google Drive stuff, but then I deleted it after.
Definitely being in the studio and getting that kind of hands-on experience and all the laughs, all the mistakes, all that kind of stuff. When we first went live with the Stony Brook Media Group's Christmas special. We broadcast our packages, and me and Jocelyn, we went to New York City for the Rockefeller Center. It was our first real look of what it was like to be an actual news broadcast station.
I came from SUNY Purchase, where they only had a field of study for journalism, but seeing Stony Brook have a whole newsroom dedicated to the craft, it made me feel like I was finally in an environment where I belonged.
Probably all of Barbara Selvin's class, just the whole thing.
learning from other students and teaching other students. So those would have to be my favorite SoCJ memories.
My favorite memory at the SoCJ was breaking the news that we were getting sent home for the pandemic.
I could just pick any Professor Sanders class really and just go with that.
Sanders' photography class. He gave everyone little rubber ducks, and he brought Kodak to the class, right? And I was squeezing the duck, and Kodak kept on trying to take the duck. So then I gave it to him, and then he ate the duck. Now he knows. I didn't tell him.
Probably 108 in general. That class was insane.
I'm so sorry to all the faculty watching this. I have fallen asleep in every single journalism class, including 490.
All of a sudden I look up and he goes like something along the lines of like, we need to find God, and looks up at a ceiling tile and just smacks it.
Sanders saying, "I see God" when the ceiling broke in freshman year.
I think there was this one time like Ryan McGill fell off his chair.
Learn how to edit audio, learn how to record, don't just write.
Oh, you are so screwed. But you're gonna learn a lot and you are gonna grow so much as a person.
It's going to be a lot of things that happen in and out of class over the next 4 years, but to just kind of embrace what happens.
You definitely came a long way. Be proud of yourself. Definitely don't beat yourself up a lot.
I was so scared of writing, so scared of like joining in publications, like campus media, because I thought I wasn't good enough, but you are. You're more than good enough.
I wish I would have just gotten over my fear of failure sooner and just would have dove headfirst into broadcasting, writing, anything I was interested in.
There's nothing to stress about. Not like you were stressing in Journalism 101, but there is nothing to stress about over these next few years.
Start contacting your sources early. You got this. You're a better writer than you think you are.
We can only go through our challenges. We can't avoid them, and so the more that you go through them, the better a person you'll become.
Learn boundaries. You don't have to say yes to everything.
If you have an open mind and you're willing to test out new things, I think you'll be able to go far and do what you want to do.
Professor Selvin's 301 class and Professor Calvi's, I think it was 320.
As controversial as it is, 320.
I had never experienced something so intense in my entire life as 320 at 8 a.m. with Pablo Calvi. That was intense. But in the end, it ended up being one of the greatest learning experiences.
Me and Cindy were partners for this story, and I did not have my driver's license. I continuously kept failing at it, and Cindy didn't have her driver's license because she's from the city. And I drove a car from it was about like a 30-minute distance, and I drove my car, and we were both scared. In the name of journalism, you know, I drove in the name of journalism.
It's between JRN 217 and 216.
Definitely the weather class. Weathercasting with Sanders.
My weather broadcasting class that I'm taking with Professor Sanders.
Weathercasting with the GOAT, Jonathan Sanders. I mean, there's a reason I've taken it 17 times at this point.
I'm gonna miss the people. I'm gonna miss the professors. I'm gonna miss my classmates. I'm gonna miss the underclassmen. Everyone here has just kept me from dropping out, honestly.
Everyone's so supportive of each other. Everyone wants to see each other succeed and wants to see each other do their best.
The people. I've really come to care a lot about so many people in this school, and they've just made me a better person.
Having the ability to access $1,000 cameras, great MacBooks like the ones behind me.
You know everybody in the class. There's no huge lecture hall classes.
That's gotta be Professor Dowdy.
Terry Sheridan, J.D. Allen.
Someone who's made me succeed a little bit is probably Professor Charles Haddad.
Srinivasan.
I would say Irene, just because she's really helped me. She also laughed off getting a Pulitzer like it was nothing.
It's definitely Phil. He sent me on my journey as a videographer.
My
Mentor, my shining light through the SoCJ has definitely been Professor Selvin.
Probably Barbara Selvin. She knows how to take care of her students.
I owe her my professional career. She's never said no to me.
I'd say it's a tie between Professor Sheridan and Professor Selvin. Oh, and Professor Dowdy, because Professor Dowdy is style goals. Professor Selvin really pushed me to be able to do what I think I couldn't, especially with the Building a Better School of Communication Journalism workshop.
Professor Selvin, Professor Dowdy, and Professor Sanders.
Professor Sanders. He is just such a goofball, and he shows that you can have fun while doing your work.
Definitely Sanders.
Professor Sanders.
Professor Sanders.
And Professor Sanders.
Professor Sanders, I think he is the gem of the journalism school.
Professor Sanders and Professor Calvi.
Professor Calvi.
I just saw him as like a mentor, you know, and especially since he's Hispanic, I'm Hispanic, I feel like we have that little bond. He may be tough, he may be strict, he may be like, leave me alone, Calvi, like, calm down. But it's all worth it in the end.
Nikki Nasiri, so me and her really struggled through this class together. It was being taught by Professor Haddad. One particular day, me and Nikki, we turned in an assignment as a PDF and not a doc. I did get a 0 on the assignment.
Anytime we shared our stories in Haddad's class.
Professor Calvi definitely roasted me hard. I felt embarrassed and I was very upset, I'm not gonna lie.
J.D. Allen roasts me every single day during the senior project classes.
J.D. Allen will always point out that I shake my leg, and he's always like, Nicole, you're fine. Like, I can tell that you're nervous. Like, stop shaking your leg. You're driving me crazy.
Professor Riccioppo gave it to me hard for a few times. I think it was whenever I pitched an idea I thought was kind of cool, and then he would just kind of like systematically break it apart and tell me how trash it was.
Riccioppo, if you're watching this, you are one tough cookie.
Professor Hornick, he came up to me after I tried to explain to him, oh, hey, this article from NFL.com was a valid article. And he just said straight up to me, sports journalism's not real journalism anyway. That lit such a fire in me.
10 years, I'm hoping to see myself on an anchor desk.
Hopefully a columnist for the New York Times.
I would like to see myself have a day job, maybe a reporter for a radio station, as well as being an announcer for a sports team.
At CNN, working as a national TV correspondent.
I want to be an on-the-road journalist covering like environment and environmental crisis and environmental justice specifically.
Be a sports reporter on ESPN, whether that's on the football or basketball side. Or I'll be a music reporter, either writing stories for Billboard or covering awards for Rolling Stone.
Reporting from the moon or under the ocean?
Hopefully being a foreign correspondent on air somewhere.
Hopefully broadcasting for some hockey team somewhere.
In 10 years, I'll be at a big marketing firm or director of marketing somewhere with a big office, with big windows. That's my dream.
Some type of intersection between storytelling and music.
I just want to be behind the camera. I want to be behind the camera, in front of the camera. I want to be around the thing I'm staring at.
Working like Phil and Deanie, you know, working on broadcast, maybe teaching other students.
Being this face that's associated with current and updating events.
I see myself with a wife, 3 children, a basset hound, and having a cushy job as a sports talk show host, making $1.25 million a year, of course.
It's just there's so much talent here, and you've all made me into a better journalist and a better person.
Especially if you're someone who is in like a minority group or like comes from like where I come from, you know. Sometimes it's hard to think that you can be an anchor or write for newspapers or any of those things, but wherever you're here for a reason.
Thank you. Thank you for an amazing experience, and just keep giving an amazing experience to all the future journalism and communication students.
Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the laughs. As a non-traditional student getting his 2nd degree, it's never too late to start on a new path.
I hope I left a positive impact on your life the way you have on mine.
I'm a very sentimental person, so I'm currently holding back tears.
From the top down to the very bottom, each and every one of you, I say thank you.
Like, I want a reunion sometime soon. There better be a reunion in like 10 years.
You learn as much from your peers as you do from your professors.
I wouldn't be who I am, I wouldn't be the reporter I am, and I just wouldn't be the person overall without the molding that I've gotten from the SoCJ.